Empress Ella G, how are you? How are you?
Hello, Brother Lance. Hello, hello, hello. I'm doing well. Hello, everybody. Good to see everyone coming in.
Well, I'm feeling the way this tranquil little banner I have up. That's the way I'm
Mm,
feeling now. Just from the inside, and that's what I wanted to kind of talk about and rounded about just different things in a laid back way. We haven't done a laid back live in a long time, so to
true,
me,
true.
you know, I just feel like doing that. And we had a conversation earlier when I was around and about right before I made that little video clip down at the Medina Market. And
Hmm.
and I like the way that conversation was going. And I wanted to kind of go in that same vein and just be free flowing and, just make sure that we put this message out because I think it's very important that we do. And plus you said that you had a conversation with someone else. I don't know if I could mention their name, but you know,
Mm,
that 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 why should we live by someone else's dictates? And to me, I said, well, are you living your ultimate life? And
right.
kind of let's recap what we started to get it a jump start. And I just want to welcome everybody on in I'm
Yes.
doing these lives like this. And why am I not being seen? Well, I just wanted to be I'm going to multitask a little bit in front of the mic. And I don't think you'll want to see me like I am. It's hot here in Africa, but we're going to be laid back. I'm not going to but let's not have any technological slips and hit the wrong button because you just might see a whole lot of LanceScurv that you never saw before. That
Oh
being
boy. Oh boy.
that
Oh
being
boy.
said, I'm in good spirits and I'll start it out just like I did before. I feel really centered. I've been really making sure to get the rest on and
Hmm.
just I've been getting full night's sleep. Sometimes I stay up a little later and then I get up sometime and I say to myself, well, you know what? I wanna lay down for 3 or 4 hours and actually sleep, because for about the
Right.
last 30 minutes, I had been pushing myself, not just the stuff online, but on jobs and fixing up houses when I was up in New York and, raising children and all this stuff. And this stuff can really become embedded and
Hmm.
you find yourself at a certain age, like, wait a second, I'm paying for this right now. I feel good, but I don't want what I do now or don't do to show up on me 10 years from now where it will be irreversible as far as like the fatigue. And I think we reach so much and I think we push so much for this level of living that we think we should go for, but it's
Hmm.
inside of us already. That peace and that tranquility is inside of us already. And the other thing I wanted to say was that back in the 70s, back in the
Hmm.
mid 70s, late 70s, I noticed that I had a different vibe. Of course, we don't have the responsibilities of paying the mortgage and paying the bills and all this stuff when you're
Right.
14 or 15 years old. Maybe there's some who do, bless you if you do. But at that time, it seemed to me, or whatever time it may have been for anybody who's listening, for me, it
Right.
was just a centeredness and a calm. And I had the ability to absorb more life around me. Of course, the hustle and bustle takes it away from you. But coming back into this age group and being here in Ghana and to be at a different stage of life and still young enough to enjoy it, I find myself getting back to that zoned out a way of life. I remember it was 1981 and I was walking on the beach.
Mhm.
It was not a girlfriend per se. It was just a female friend, nothing going on. We were like
Right.
brothers and sisters. And we walked so many miles along Rockaway Beach and this
Ooh.
song was playing on a little radio that we had. It just played. It was Hall and Oates Imagination.
Mm.
My imagination. And
Hmm.
that was one of the most zoned out, natural high times that I ever felt. And she turned to me and she said, "You know, we're going to remember this for the rest of our lives, right?" I said, "You're right about
Wow.
that." And
Yes.
I play that song and it's like I'm walking along the beach. That was a forever moment. Now we can have those during our life, but when you're running to a job and stressed on a job and a supervisor, is on your backside and you
Hmm.
mute and the car breaks down and something happens and the teacher calls because something happened with your child, and of course that's life. We must accept that. That's part of life.
Right.
Many of us don't find ourselves back. We don't find ourselves back where we want to be because
It's
when
hard.
we, yeah, you talk to me about that.
Well, when you mentioned that same scenario to me, as far as, in the 70s this morning, I kind of said to you that, we wind up taking on the responsibilities of life. this man-made construct of what we're supposed to do, quote unquote, supposed to do, and it takes us away from that feeling of peace and tranquility. We just can't have that. You start having children, you take on the responsibility of having a home, a house, whatever it is, and then I also talked about, we kind of talked about a lot of things, but we already know that we go to school and we learn how to come out into the workforce and work for the man. That's basically what school is all about. And it starts from early. You learn how to be, good little people as far as good little children, and you do as you're told, and, so on and so forth. And you get to the secondary or, middle level, and you learn how to be on time, get your work done, get certain things in, and you get to the higher grades and you learn how to formulate your thoughts and put these fantastic reports on paper. That who takes advantage of it? The professors and the doctoral candidates who might need a little more information for their thesis, and you've just created a wonderful package for them. I'm not saying that they plagiarize, but you give ideas. You know what I mean? And so for me, that's what I've paid attention to. Because I've seen where the things that we in college, you're writing these papers, and I've seen where the papers that you write are being used to compile thesis, and so it takes you into the workplace where everything that you do is to the benefit of someone else. It's either the company, your manager, your supervisor, somebody. You know what I mean? And so we get caught up in that whole scenario, and we forget to enjoy life.
Yeah. It's like you just get into that zone of the responsibilities, but we kind of get into it a bit much. It's like, I see people here, and I'm not just going to compare Ghana to the United States like that, because it's not a one size fits all. The bottom line is that you just saw in that little clip of a video, everybody's hustling and bustling, crowds, traffic jams, whatever. But it's a different kind of feel. And I've explored other countries online, not that I've been there. And I've talked to many people, and they've said the same thing, those who have gone to the United States. And they say it's kind of a different thing. And, I think we kind of get so saturated in this thing that we give with the promise of getting. Well, if you come into this company and you work your way up, you'll get this and you'll get that. And you're always chasing like a rabbit chasing a carrot. I mean, you just never get off the treadmill. So at what point do we get off of the treadmill? At what point do we get off of that ride? Because it's like we're running into a brick wall so hard, and we don't realize it. Then you see, boom, you hear about it. Oh, did you hear about so-and-so? They passed away.
Exactly.
For me, look, I could have stayed on longer, and by the time you're 64, you'll get this amount of money. And I'm like, from this age to that age, I'm going to give up all those years and just get that? I'd go somewhere where I could spend less and live more.
Well, the beautiful thing is that, and I'm not going to say that you didn't know, but it's beautiful that the choices that you've made are now affording you that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? That, you didn't go there and recognize that cost of living is too high, or, just different things that just sort of mirrors where you were coming from. You're in an environment where it costs a fraction, because,
big time.
A really small fraction, a fraction of what it would take even to, build your own and have something that.
I mean, at this point, the cat's out the bag to a point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is that when you look at what you're paying to get what you're getting done, and, what it is and how it looks, not that you couldn't afford that here, but even if you were able to afford the land and afford the property, you wouldn't be able to afford it, not the structure that we're looking at.
And not
right?
only that, but the fertile soil that you can grow stuff in
Exactly.
all summer long in a place is a rainy season and a dry season. The dry season you can
Right.
just put more water out, but
Right.
that amount of land, that
Right.
structure with things that I want, and I
Right.
designed it myself. I mean, people already know, and I'm not going to put it
Right.
out in detail as of yet, but you know, I'm extremely happy, and I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of white folks that get mad when they see that I made a move and came over here and did that with next
Well,
to nothing. But
we're
next
not
to,
concerned about that part.
I know,
We
but
don't care about them.
I'm gonna do my HGTV, the Scurvs,
Mm,
so and so, and this is their place. And tell us what
yeah.
we want to get away from the cops and the racism and the white people. Now we live. I'm gonna do a comedy thing.
Oh my
Do it.
gosh.
Throwing away and look at it, you know. But we decided to get off of that ride. But go ahead.
Yes. Yes. No, you know, and like I was saying, you know, as far as affordability, you know, if you can't put up the structure, you have to make sure that you know, based upon the size and the property, that you can pay the property taxes at the end of the year. That's the trick. Because
But,
do you know how many properties in this country gets
mhm, mhm.
grabbed up simply because the owner couldn't pay the property taxes?
Well, I feel that the property
You know,
taxes here would be like a trip to McDonald's with 5 kids. I think that's if that much. And
right?
you can,
Exactly.
yeah, you can go to certain areas far out, and it's like, I mean, taxes for what?
Right.
You have an
Right.
area that you can even you go way out in the country. There's no garbage pickup. You burn your stuff. You know
Right.
what
Right.
I mean?
Right.
You have your huge water tanks, and you have a borehole or a well, and you pull up fresh water, clean water.
Hmm.
So then you do solar if you want. You might be hooked up
Then
to
you have
electricity.
your sewer
That's enough.
system. Hmm.
You have your
Hmm.
solar. Yeah. So what are you paying taxes for?
Right.
You know, so
Exactly.
you don't have those hassles and all those things. And see, this is a cash-based society over here. There's not a credit thing going on over here. So people don't
Hmm.
really smash themselves as much. Okay, for example, you buy a car over here and you better buy a car over here because it's like either you're going to get it used if you can't afford to pay cash, or very few people use credit over here because you can't do it. You may have some government jobs that one credit union or bank may afford you a loan, but you're putting down a good amount. You better
Right.
use cash. Unless you have all that, because here's not a place where, oh, your credit's good, so you can just go ahead and whatever. So this is why you see a lot of structures in my videos that are just not built all the way yet because they're doing it a little bit at a time. So as opposed
Piecemeal.
to a 30-year mortgage, they may take 5 years and just put all their money and build something. But guess what? When it's done, it's done. They own
Right.
it. They don't have
Right.
to pay anybody anything. And
Right.
that's a heck of a way. Because my thing is that I did not want to be 70 years old paying off a mortgage that was almost paid off or whatever. You know, some people getting there. Some people do it early, 50s, 60s, 70s, depending on your situation. But at this
Right.
point, I do not want to be, you know, paying off
Or be
and then
like some
American
people.
and
Right. You
taxes
know,
and
exactly.
yeah, repairs and the cold. It gets
Hmm.
cold in Florida too for a little while, but
Hmm.
and then the area that you're in, there may be the crime, and you go out in the street and there's a racism, the police officer. I don't be bothered with any of that. You know what I mean? So
I just have a quick question. You are insulating, right?
yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, just in case the polls shifted. You know what I mean? So
Well, yeah, no, I was looking at a video yesterday of a development in Ghana, but I can't tell you exactly where it is. I don't remember exactly where it is. And this particular person has a lot of property and he's building homes. And of course, he talked about the insulation in between the bricks, you know, so you have brick, insulation, brick. And so what that does is it keeps the interior cool during the night hours because you know you don't soak in all that heat in the daytime and the brick holds the heat and so then that heat just stays inside the property,
listen,
so
you know what it is too. That's going to be done, but it's going to
mhm.
be at a minimal. The reason why up on a mountain, up on a hill that's
It's
up on a mountain,
cooler.
it is
Hmm.
straight cool. And then the height, the breeze that goes through, and the way
Yeah.
the place is laid out. I mean, like from now, it's like getting
Mm.
cooler up there. You have less mosquitoes because it's cooler up there. You know,
Right.
the things growing, and you're not packed up with people. So, you know, it's cool. I mean, it does get hot. like 12, 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, it can get hot. But if you sit in the shade up there, it's like, so when you have, the block construction is and it's not like, say, in Florida, because up in New York, wood frame homes, you have a lot of wood frame homes, and Georgia and all up and down. And I don't know why they do that East Coast when hurricanes still come up around North Carolina, South Carolina.
I don't know.
It's all stone, right? I mean, it's all cinder block down into the ground, foundation come up the side, first floor, second floor, third floor. Just cinder block. The floor is not wood. It's poured concrete. I mean, everything's concrete. I could be in the studio and blast music, and the vibration wouldn't even go up to the first floor. It would not even vibrate.
That's something. Wow.
You know what I mean? I can be screaming. So when I'm doing shows in the studio, if she's up on the top floor, then she ain't going to hear nothing. Even so.
Wow.
But I'm just saying that's what it is right now. Everybody knows it. I mean, I'm not going into any super detail, but we're talking about, okay, the basic reason why I'm talking about this is because you pay a mortgage. You have equity when things are good, so-called, with the economy. You cash out. Right. And you cash out, which may not be much in comparison to what you're paying, but that can be a lot if you place it well.
Exactly.
You strategically go say, okay, this land going to cost this much, this construction, we're going to use African builders, right? Because you have a lot of companies out here, Lebanese, Chinese, whatever. No, we use local African builders, electricians, plumbers, builders, whatnot. They can be a little pain in the neck sometime, but on the level of, I need more money. I say, listen, you ain't going to get this until whatever. You got to treat them like crackheads. I'm not saying all, but they're going to try to slick you because you think you got a lot. It's like, listen, we got to guard this.
Exactly.
I can do on a budget. I have my little money. I'm like, yo, it's Wednesday. I don't have nothing until Monday. I'm done. I ate that little bit of food outside. I'm done. So I'm living very tight. So there's a discipline that comes with that. I don't have a car. I have to wait for that. You know what I mean? So it takes a lot of discipline, but like I said, when you look a while ago when I came out here 2 years ago, right? Because it was exactly 2 years ago that I just got back. I just got back on the 16th or the 15th or the 14th, whatever, of May in 2018. I was near death this time 2 years ago. Now here I am back and going towards something and never missed a beat with shows or whatever. You know what I mean? So, I'm definitely going to share when it's done, but I just don't want to go put so much out there and bad-minded people and stuff like that. Like I said, man, it's phenomenal, and I'm going to make it benefit the community. I'm going to make it benefit the good people out here, and it's going to be part of a legacy, because that's when the real begins. We're in between stuff, but it takes a little courage to say, okay, I see this is what I want to do, because it's the emotional. You're ripping yourself away from what you know into the unknown. No matter how much you research, there's nothing like falling asleep and saying, man, I'm not even in America no more. I'm glad, and then you wake up and you say to yourself, well, you don't realize it yet. You say, let me go run to Walmart real quick. Ain't no Walmart.
Ain't no Walmart.
Right?
Listen, let me tell you something. I think about you guys, going to take a trotro, right? From where you are. And let me tell you, I'd be crying every day.
It's a battle. No, go ahead. It's a battle.
I would be crying if every time I knew that I needed to go to the supermarket, that was the process.
Yep.
Oh man.
Walk. The crunch up business. You definitely got to have a pioneering mentality. It's not easy. People think that, oh yeah, they see it all. You see like a program on TV that says, we did this, we did that. I'm not going to say it's easy.
Right.
It's a sacrifice on many, many levels. But when you see the light at the end of the tunnel, when you plan it, you go in, and then people are going to try to bring drama, or they misunderstand you. But I'm very happy. This has been very, for all I've had to go through. Look, it's a fight. I'm not going to lie. But if you know what you want to do and you have good people with you, and I've met good people out here. This is the thing. This is like what you were saying earlier, that this wasn't by chance, but it wasn't planned for things to fall in the lap that way. And I feel so like I really belong here. I do.
You too.
I'm very excited about that. I'm excited about this part of my life more than I've ever been any part of my life. Not that I ever felt bad about it. I always felt good about what was ahead of me, but to be able to pursue all facets of myself. I'm sitting here with a drawing pad ahead of me. When this is over, I'm going to sketch a little bit. I got my tablet coming from the United States. I got certain things, pieces of equipment that's going to afford me to do better work and more work with the shows. Right. So I'm looking forward to all of that, the timing of everything. And like I said, I just want to tell everybody, never be afraid. Like I always say before, just because the clouds might be in the sky, you can't see the sun, doesn't stop the sun from shining. And the sun has specific rays for you that are going to touch you when those clouds are gone. The evil forces want you to think the clouds, that's reality and there's no sun. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because I've been through a tremendous amount emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and to get to this point and to feel like so refreshed and feel good. I mean, it's phenomenal because if the truth be told, I shouldn't be of sane mind. I shouldn't even be here. I know I should be. I'm saying according to most people's estimates with what I take in that many people don't know and people don't see, I shouldn't even be here. So I'm glad to be here. And I want to encourage and motivate people, man. It's not about, well, I'm out here doing this and I'm out here doing that. Oh, the hell with that. You know what I mean? I'd rather, no, I'm just saying, I say it that way because I'm not like that. Right.
But I'd like to see everybody kind of open their eyes to, excuse me, the possibilities of better. I mean, yeah, you're right. As we said earlier, that not everybody's going to come to the motherland or come to the continent of Africa, but there are other places that can afford you, similar lifestyle. I remember a few years ago, back in 2012, there was a lot of challenges for me, and I was talking to a person back in the day, and he was telling me about going down to the Dominican Republic. Now, that's not some place that I would even venture to go, but he was just talking about the what he could get on his retirement, and he wasn't getting a lot at the time. I think he was getting like $800 on social challenges, so he wasn't really getting a lot, but what he was getting could more than sustain him in the Dominican Republic in something nice.
Of course,
And so so that kind of gave me, opened my eyes to possibilities of, you talked about doing the HG whatever here or whatever, and they were showing a lot of these places in the South America and the Caribbean and so on and so forth, where you can live well on a small amount, from knowing the kind of lifestyle that you want, you can attain that, you know what I mean? And so you doing it and being able to talk about it's a beautiful thing, because you are allowing people to dream, for lack of a better way of putting it, dream of something else.
And to be able to do something new that's never been done before, that you designed, and grand on a, it's not a mansion, but it's grand. And the way traffic flow, I'm into that arrangement, how the traffic flow, the rooms, and how the non-traditional, not this traditional white man subdivision cookie cutter. Well, pick this one and pick this one. We have 3 models here. No, completely to what I want. You see what I mean?
Right.
Everything fitting like a glove, because in my mind, I have that kind of mind now. And like I said, this is something I want to do out here. And many people don't know that I was going to go into architecture when I was in my early 20s. And I did apprentice work under Paul Friedberg. And he's the one who did the structures over in China when they had the Olympics there. And he's a renowned, architect. He's a knucklehead. I had to straighten him out, and he came with some foolishness. And he was a client of my father's that, he maintained the custom interiors there in his landlord property. So I got to know him. And so I realized I didn't want to do that. It was just too anal, too cut and dried. I like certain aspects of it, but I learned a lot without even having to go to school, because I was going to go to City College after that fall. And I was like, the summertime came, I said, no, this is really, and I had to be true to myself. I wasn't somebody indecisive, just bouncing around. I knew it was a lot of money involved, and I knew where I would have worked, because I put it with the City College and work right there with him. But because of the personality conflict and how he revealed his little racist side, this Jewish man, but I thought we were cool, man. Back then, my parents knew him, we knew his family and everything like that. And I'm not going to say we were like family, but there was a trust there, I thought, and then he showed us back, so that was a turn off too. It didn't make me stop, but I already had my mind made up. But I like laying out homes. Like, you take this to the architect, but I'll get you in something designed according to what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you really know,
you're doing my container. Yes, you are.
Yes, exactly.
Because listen, it's not like I can't. It's not like I can't do a brick structure or cinder block. But there's a freedom in containers. That.
Yes. And one of the guys that does the bike thing here, like Daniel, I saw him. He was doing some welding. I said, "Oh, you do welding?" Say, "I'm a welder. I just do that on the side." I'm like, "Wow, we got to do something with these containers."
Wow.
Because now, just cutting out the windows and doors and welding them together and doing different things. And like, people think containers are just like being inside one container. You can put a foundation as wide as you want and put a container on the edge of that, and 30, 40 feet, put a container on the edge to frame it out.
Yeah.
And you roof, and all in the inside of that now is an open space. You can make your own little walls and stuff. So it doesn't mean you're living in just a 40-foot by 8-foot space.
Right.
Those that could be the outside. They could be framed around, and you can still use a brick and mortar kind of front with the door, maybe some nice glass and whatever grand, and they would never know what it is. And I'm telling you, what's good about it is that 95% of most bullets and the things that eject from weapons can't pierce a container. That's what most people don't know. And I mean, I'm not saying I'm anticipating that, but that's
but
nice to know.
What? A lot of the properties, a lot of these apartments, especially in South Florida, that are going up, right? They're basically prefabricated, and they're prefabricated in the same frame and the same overall design and layout as a container. I've seen them, the open structure before they start putting the walls up, and you basically have like a 40-foot wide space, or not 40 foot. What's the width? What's the width of a container?
8 feet by 40.
Okay,
like
so
about 8 feet by 40.
Right, 8 to 10 feet, right, roughly. Because I think you can have some that are maybe a little bit wider or whatever.
Well, actually, it's taller. Maybe they have some wider, but you can do that if you stay within a container. If you just want to like join two together and make it wider and weld them into one, that can be done also. So it can still be just a container. Or you can, like I said, make it really wide and drop a container on one side. See, for example, let's just make this up. Say you had a 40-foot by 60-foot concrete slab of a foundation. Well, you just lay the one container on one side, and on the inside of it, open it up and lay the other stack to them, and then you can have some steel go up, whatever. There's one in Australia that I think is so phenomenal. I'm gonna find it and send you the link. And the way they did it, man, it's grand.
You owe me so many links.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. So the main thing is, you use your imagination to think out the box. Even if a person, and the cat's out the bag on what's going on with Brother Yahashua, with the development up there, a plot of land and a quarter acre. Here they call it plots. That's kind of like death. But a quarter acre of land for between $1,400 to $1,500 US.
Right.
Whip that.
Listen.
And then going by the beach.
Listen. You see those chairs? You see those chairs you have right there?
You saw the beach too in the video. You
You
saw
see
the beach.
these chairs? Yes.
See,
But this is my life right here. This is my life.
You saw it. I took you
Mhm.
there with the video,
Mhm.
and you saw it. And that whole place is not going to be crowded, but it's going to be
Right.
developed. And so there's things that you can do over there. You know, I'm thinking about.
Right.
I mean, I'm here, but I'm thinking about up there too, because that is you can't not grab one of those, even if you don't do nothing right away.
No, you can't.
I mean,
Not on the
that's
beach.
Yeah, I mean, look, some fools will go get rims on their car. Yeah, I got some rims, rent-a rims, or what? Or God, you mean
Mhm.
in the fertile ground that's up there, and you can walk to up, not just a funky, dirty, but a beautiful, vast beach. I mean, going off into the ocean, off the coast of Ghana.
Man. Mhm.
You saw it for
Yep.
yourself.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
like the Caribbean, better, you know.
Mhm. Yes,
No,
indeed.
man, you got
Listen.
some that have been walking through there and throwing down bottles, and you saw a couple of bottles. So yeah, you're gonna have that. But when
Yeah.
someone is lived on, and they have security there and armed security,
Right.
it's gonna be like, well, we're trying to keep away from it because they're Ghanaians that are gonna be living there. This is just an overall thing. So it's not
Right.
like it's just a bunch of Americans going there and trying to change everything or just be away. No, you have to blend and mix and meld with everybody. That's what you come here for. To
Exactly.
help. You know, you blend. This is our home.
Mhm.
And why can't we accept it as that? So, you know,
Exactly.
some people want to say certain things and smear certain things. No, it's a standard of living, you know, and there's going to be nice roads and supermarkets and shops and things. Why can't I get a plot of land over there by the beach and have a small gym on one
Right.
side and a vegan restaurant right there late at night? You go to the
Why
beach, you come
not?
a couple
Why
drinks.
not?
I'll
Damn
sell
it.
alcohol.
Why not?
It's not going to be, you know, I don't drink, but I mean, like, I'll sell it and have a
Exactly.
nice music playing, and you come there,
Yes.
whatever. You grab a workout early in the
Yes.
morning, you go running by the beach, you want to work out. I'll share what I know.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And why
I
can't
handle
we
all
allow
this,
our we should
right?
be allowing our children to experience those kinds of lifestyles. Okay?
But why not? Why not? Why not?
Exactly. Exactly.
Over in America, they throw so much junk on us and have our minds so messed up that we can't find the happy medium with so much is thrown at us that by the time, you know, and we make bad judgments and we make, you know, I don't want to say mistakes, but things we wouldn't have made if we would have known better.
Better.
That kind
Mhm.
of
Mhm.
most of us, some kind of scar in our 20s,
Mhm.
mentally, emotionally, spiritually. We have something to deal with in the
Mhm.
society. By the time we recuperate, we're all beat up and looking in our 40s, whatever. And we say, okay, I'm not saying that's the way it always has to go. I know a lot of people who are successful, not just money wise, but have preserved themselves in the system like that because they were wise enough not to get it caught up in it so much. And
Right.
the delusion, the illusion, you know, and I'm not saying I did, but it was like you're dealing with things thrown at you that you have to do. And in that,
Right.
you can think out the box. So this is one of the reasons why I like to show that, well, I was living there. I ain't no Superman and I ain't no rich man. You know, I mean, you know, it is what it is, but I had to make a move.
Exactly.
If
That's why I applaud the younger people that are going there now. You know, I really do. I applaud the young ones that are in their 30s and 40s and some in their 20s that are making the move and they're raising their children over there and they're giving them just a taste of a different lifestyle. You know, right. For me, um, I gave my children a taste of not just being stuck in New York City, not just
right,
growing up in New York. I gave them a taste of living elsewhere in the country, you know, and like, you know, living in Florida, having access to the beach. We have access to the beach
yes,
in New York, but you don't have access to warm weather year round, you know, more or less. You know what I mean? You don't always live somewhere where you have a pool where you can just get up and throw on your bathing suit and go spend a whole day in the pool. You know,
exactly.
I try to give them that kind of existence. I try
Well,
to
you did
make
a
sure
great
that they
job.
Hmm?
And look at the results. You did a great job.
Well, thank you. I mean, it just makes them just broader people. It just makes them broader in their thinking. They understand different, each state has a culture, whether we want to believe that or not. Every state that you live in, there's a culture to that state. And so you get to understand how different people behave, how they eat, how they live, how they reason, just different things. So I couldn't give them an out of the country experience, but I damn sure gave them an in-country experience.
That's more than people have thought to do. I mean, it could be done, but,
it wasn't always intentional.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
at the end of the day,
it turned out good. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
It's like,
let's be real.
I said this joke that had Roman cracking up. I was like a young teenager, and I forgot who I was around. There's a bunch of grimy old men, and they were playing cards and stuff like that. And this young girl that they knew walked by, and she wasn't a little kid. She was a grown woman. She was in her 20s, but much younger than them, half their age. And so after she walked away, they were, oh my God, look at that. Blah, 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 blah. So I said, that's a deformity that worked out for the best. Man, I saw so many rotten teeth with their mouth open. Yeah, what is that? Deformed, but it was just like so extreme, her body. I said, well, that's a deformity that worked out for the best.
Oh my gosh, you are a terrible, terrible, terrible individual.
Before I left, I ran into one of the guys, and he had moved on the floor, and I ran into him. I couldn't believe it, And the first thing he said, deformity. He was in the supermarket. Who's he talking about? And that's the deformity that worked out for the best. He was much older, but he laughed, and he ripped me back into that time. I was like, what are you doing now?
Oh my gosh.
I never forgot that joke, man. When you were a young boy, man, you said that, man, that was on point, man. You always been an intelligent brother. I'm like, what happened to the in part? He said intelligent.
Intelligent. Hey.
we got ways of doing that verbal shorthand stuff.
Intelligent.
Yeah, man, you always been intelligent, brother, man. You.
That's hilarious. Hi, everybody. Just a quick hello. Hi, guys. I'm not going to call out names, but hello. Hi, Shelly. You did mention my name. It's good to see you all here. Nice to have you.
Yes. You can call names if you want. Just having a laid back. Whatever,
we're going to touch on some things. Hi, Tatum. Hi, The Truth. Hi, New York Carelessly. Hello there. Hi, Karen. Yes. Hi, Denise, Zilophian, JJ, Intelligent. Hi, Intelligent Mind. Hi, Oyala. I hope they're still here, because a lot of people came. Hi, I see you. Azula. Hello there. You did say the Black Prophet, right? Herbert, everybody. Good to see y'all. So, Brother Lance.
Yes, my dear sister.
Here is something that I was yesterday old when I decided to look at life a little bit differently. Literally yesterday old. And a lot of it might sound hypocritical as I try to explain myself, but this is something that came to my mind. And I think it's a topic that bears discussing even after we come off this live, because it's a little touchy. So, you sent me that picture of you and your three other friends rather. And we know the situation, right?
And another friend, I don't know if name, but he doesn't mind.
Yeah.
John.
Right. Exactly. And we know the circumstances behind that picture.
Yes.
Hide the truth. And I looked at that picture and I sent you a long message, and I know it's hard for you to listen to. Hi, Angie, darling. How you doing, sweetie?
Hey, my dear sister. It's like 5 years since I talked to her. I got to get on the phone.
I know you. we got to do something together one of these days.
Exactly. I just want to say, I feel so close to you, and I feel even closer to you, even though I haven't spoke to you over the phone. Just through the connection of yourself, myself, and LG, I feel so much closer. And thank you for being there, for me.
Yes.
Knock me in the head sometime. Please do it. Thank you for being you, and I love you. I love you. Okay, I'm saying that publicly.
Wow.
I love you too, LG, but I'm just saying I love you. And okay, like I said,
I'm jealous. Let me stop.
I got so much love to give. Flood. You'll drown in love.
No, stop. Somebody might hear this and go take it the wrong way.
I'm telling you, right? You can't even talk normal no more.
Oh, no, you can't.
Off the crazy show, and
No.
more laid back, seriously. I mean, just really from the heart. They want to twist it around, let them twist it around. They're always going to twist something around.
I know. So here's what came to me, and this is very serious. We know the circumstances, right? And we know the relationship they had, and it was beautiful and all of that. But what came into my mind is we come into this world by ourselves. Even if we're twins, and this is something that I literally said in, even if we're twins, we come alone because you got to be taken out one at a time, right? If you die with a group of people, right?
Yeah.
You still die alone because you don't die all together at the same second. It could be a minute apart. Right. So that being said, if I'm on my deathbed and I'm reflecting over my life and there are people around me, right? Do you think that any of those people are reflecting on the things that I never did? The decisions that I never made because I got caught up, whether it's in a relationship, I was living for somebody else. I was doing according to what somebody else expected me to do or what society expected me to do. So I wasn't living my life.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? That's what came into my mind. And I think that people need to have honest conversations about certain things. And once again, I'm saying I was yesterday old when I thought about these things, because before, especially in relationships, you couldn't tell me what? Somebody, no, that can't work. That not gonna work.
Yeah.
Right? But if it's something that you have in your mind or you're thinking about or we need to have honest dialogue. We need to have, and that's why some of these young people that are living a certain lifestyle that us older people would look at and say, how dare they? They're being honest to themselves. They're being true and honest to themselves. And that's what we as older people don't do. Now, I'm not saying that you can't have a relationship where you and the person that you're with made a pact, made a deal, and this is what you want to do, and you're not going to defer from it or move away from it. But once again, it's just a conversation that I really feel like needs to be had out there.
Yeah. Well, see, that'll make us think about that beginning point and that transition point all in between. Because as far as I'm concerned, it's like a bus route. It's like you have a downtown bus station. And for a little while, all of the buses appear to have the same route because they're going far away. But those first few blocks, that first stop out of the bus depot, so many buses stop there. Like 5, 6, 7, 8. They're going in that direction, but eventually they split off. And this is a journey. And I do feel that, not to be tainted by anything religious because I've gotten away from that, but my thing is that I look at nature, and nature is perfect when left alone. Nature has a system, perfect, and at the end of the day, there is no waste in nature. There is no mistakes in nature. The man-made world is that way. You're going to be thinking and freaking out all kind of stuff, but in nature, everything goes in cycles, right? Right. So things that die, in a sense, come back because it's used. Because energy is never destroyed; it just changes forms. Ice, water, steam. That's just what it is. So I really don't freak out. I'm not saying you are, but you're right, because as it goes through the different filters, as we make transitions, we have our own path. Right. But I do feel that we're never too far from what we have connected to righteously. Right. Like, and the other analogy I use is when you have a mother who, for some reason she doesn't breastfeed, but just use this anyway. The child is in the crib and the mother goes into the kitchen to get that bottle that they warmed up a little bit. And for that moment, because the child is so young and their life has been like not long, and their perception of time that 5 minutes is a long time. And so they're crying, where did my mother go? They're not saying this because they can't talk right now, but they're frightened. The one that they know, the person they've been with and connected to, and in the womb and the heartbeat and the blood and the nurturing and the breast and the warmth, it's gone. And you cry. And now the mother comes back and you bring the bottle and they're okay. But the next time you still cry until after a while, you get to know that, well, this is only for a time. So even and I don't feel that like with my parents per se. No, but go ahead.
No. I hear what you're saying, but I'm not even so much talking about the whole transitioning and missing people. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we have to find ourselves in a space where we are living our life. Our life. Do you get what I'm saying? Not somebody else's, not society's made up. This is what you must do. This is what you mustn't do. Once again, like I said, I this is not something that I've always thought about. I just looked at that picture. I thought about certain things, and this is what came into my mind. Are we, like you said, are you living your ultimate life? Are we living our true and authentic self life? That's what I'm just saying.
Right. I don't think most of us are. I think we have to shed the and the residue and the dirt that is in this world. And I don't mean the physical dirt. I'm talking about just things that just don't leave us pure anymore. Yes, I said pure because we come into this world pure. Now, some people, and after about a couple months, you can see the evil in them and they go ahead and do evil things. For the most part, we're a blank slate and we can be affected by our surroundings, good and bad. I mean, it's just like maybe two brothers that one was raised under really bad circumstances and the other one was raised in better circumstances. And the one that was raised better did better. And then sometimes the one that was raised in better circumstances did worse. Mass murder.
Exactly.
People that grew up in the hood, poor, and just struggling, they may have ended up more successful by living a cleaner life. I don't mean just money, but a cleaner life. So we have this veil pulled over our eyes when we come here, like depending on the influences around us, that does have an influence, but we do have our own way of thinking because I always thought a certain way. I was just blessed enough to have parents that were in keeping with what I thought and help to cultivate it. You know what I mean? And let me try and refuse things like, okay, we did piano lessons. I did that for a year, so I don't think I liked it. Oh, I did guitar lessons. Oh, I'm drawing. They encourage me with the artwork and different things. And I do this, I did that, whatever. That helped me so much because that's what you're supposed to do. So I didn't have, and the kind of conversations that I heard growing up at home, man, that thing put me ahead. That things that I thought that everybody knew already about, like discerning of spirits, and not just the religious way of saying it, but just in a real life way. I mean, another person might say, man, I pick up to that guy as a prick, man. I saw it. He's discerning spirits. It doesn't matter how you say it. So that put me ahead. And so that's why even when I was in the world, like, I don't mean in the world, like, again, like a Christian saying it, like I was in the world one time, because you more in the world when you're in the church, the dirty deeds that go on there. What I'm saying is that when I was following the trajectories that were laid out for people who accepted mediocrity or accepted normalcy, I'm not saying like mediocre, like I'm putting somebody down, like I'm better than anybody. I'm just saying the expectancy of this society really is not much. They tell you can be successful, but they guide you to another place of success that's really paper thin and cardboard and not real. How many people do we know that have lots of money and lots of stuff? I'm not against that now, but how many people do we know that we find out, well, they have this mansion, I'm just exaggerating, they have all these cars and all these millions of dollars, and they put a bullet in their head, right?
Yes.
Families, they put a bullet
Why
in their head.
is that?
Even know because they were frustrated. Is that success? They went down a road. Now, if you have that balance in you and you go after things and you take it light, like you do it, and it's not like I have to do this to feel a certain way. I have to have that Rolls Royce to feel whole. Now you're in for a big disappointment because you get that Rolls Royce symbolically. I'm just saying as an example. Then you feel rotten. What are you going to do? What are you going to run after something else? And I just find that many of us, we leapfrog from one thing to the next, expecting some overwhelming satisfaction, where to be with nature and to get off that man-made, the man-made world and the man-made merry-go-round. Get on it when you want to get on it. Play with it like a game. Like for me, I have to make money. I have to do certain things, still. Right. So for me, I want it to be a game. I don't want it to be, oh God, I got to get this money. Oh God, I got to go do the overtime. Oh, I want where I'm so settled and I'm a minimalist. It doesn't take much for me to be happy if I'm with nature. And so a handful of a couple bills in my hand would go a lot further than somebody who's got to go do an oil change on 5 BMWs. You know what I mean? Which again, if and there will be things that come my way, because I'm not running it down like that. I'm not saying I'm some guy who's like a little hippie living up under a tree. No, I like nice things, but I like nice things within balance. If I can't have a mansion, then give me 1-bedroom home or even a studio house. You know what I mean? Just one big thing, and I got
a container,
or just keep the elements off of me. See, we don't we feel pressured in the society. We got to get what the next person gets, but we lose ourselves. We lose ourselves.
Exactly.
We don't know what, and not only that, but for material stuff, but even in relationships,
right?
We cater to the next person so much sometime, then they're not catering back to you. And I don't mean cater like I'm gonna do your toes and I'm gonna feed grapes in your mouth. That's cool too. What I mean is that we can spend years with somebody and lose ourselves, and when they're not there anymore, we don't know who the hell we are.
Exactly.
It usually happens with women, but it happens with men too.
Exactly.
So again, are you living your ultimate life? So are the things that you put energy into, are they feeding you back also? Are they reciprocating? It doesn't matter if they reciprocate on the spot, because me and the fellas will go out, and say, okay, man, I got you this time. Get me next time. That's the old school. You know what I mean? And sometimes even in the old school way, I'll hand some money to one of my friends like, yo, I got it like this. Now here, take that. You might need it. But if we're at the restaurant and I'm broke or low, you got me again.
Exactly.
You see what I mean?
Exactly.
So we have to have the care come back to us in what we're putting the energy into. If not, there's a severe imbalance. And by the time you get to a certain point in life,
a conversation need to be had. A conversation needs to be had, man. That's just the truth of it. Let's be real. And I think that's what a lot of us are afraid of. We've gotten caught up in certain things, and we're afraid to have those talks. Me included. Yeah, me included. Yeah.
Growth. It's all about growth, because we've all had maybe times in our life where symbolically the bills piled up on the dresser and we didn't want to face them. And that pile of bills, what it really was. And we finally called those who we were in debt to and realized it was really no big thing. Oh, no problem. We could break this down in 10 payments. I said, what am I thinking of?
Right.
So it has taught me to anything that appears to be immense and overwhelming. Maybe I might rest for a second and say, I'll deal with this tomorrow. Let me just whatever. It's like last, it has a couple of power outages. Every time I got back in front of the bing, I said, okay, come back, bing. And for weeks
that can be frustrating.
Yeah, but I always have a plan B. I said, well, you know what? Let me just lay down. I'm gonna start up early again tomorrow. So things will happen beyond your control. You always have to have a plan B and go with the flow. Like I said, you just never know with what going in the flow could bring you, because when we make our plans so hard where it has to be this way, and no, it can be something for you. Look, I met the guy who does the skits on Facebook, the actor, right? I met the guy on top of the hill only because my camera blinked out on me because the cord that I had didn't supply continuous power, so I can talk as long as I wanted to. So the video was over. So now I was going back. Daniel popped up. He's like, oh, man, I'm going to take you down to your house, which is not far from the anthill. And then I said, man, one day, he didn't hear me. I said, one day I want to go up on that mountain. I need you to take me right to the exact road that will allow me to walk up that side of the mountain. So he says, you want to go now? And I said to myself, well, why not? See, I could have got the fact that I didn't. I said, why not? I said, man, give me 5 minutes. Let me go inside, get the appropriate wires and chargers and mics and this and that for what I need up there. Just give me a second. He said, I'll wait for you. And then he took me down and he took me up the road and took me up the mountain. And you saw how he was talking when we got up there. And that wasn't even 20% up the mountain.
Wow.
That view compared. The view that's up there has got to be frightening. I'm just going to say it that way. And I'm probably going to try it either tomorrow or the day after. Definitely by Thursday. I'm going to go up that. And it's so high up. Because when I look back I said, those little houses that were in front of me, I can hardly see them. When I was back on the main road. So there's always more, so if that didn't happen, you can't get pissed off when something takes you off of your schedule because you don't know what this universe is bringing you into. So I accept those things now. I couldn't do this the way I wanted today. And I had some words I wanted to say. I was getting down in it and bling. I was like, okay, no problem. And so I had more experiences now. I met new people that I can, because I always want to do the acting and the skits on Facebook with different actors and stuff. I'm not saying I'm one, but I got a lot of shock. I can shock you by the way I can throw off on the camera. So you'll see that soon. You know what I mean?
Looking forward to that.
There's hookups I'm getting with radio stations. There's hookups I'm getting with, not because nobody's trying to be famous. I'm just saying to be able to share your energy in the way that you do
of course.
Through that trajectory. You know what I mean? People making movies and stuff. Man, it's just amazing how, nothing's by chance. And if you have this energy inside you, you have to always cultivate it no matter what it is, whether it's creative or a desire you have that's righteous, whatever. Always cultivate that. Never let nobody beat that out of you. I don't care what it is. And you may say, like I said years ago, look, I stopped drawing in the early 80s when I got out of high school. And I got into bodybuilding. That took over my life. I was so much into that. Then life happened and relationships and marriage and divorce and all this stuff and having kids and everything. But in my heart, I was like, I'm going to get the pen back to the paper again and start drawing again. And so when I came down in 2001 in Orlando, working overnight with corrections, I started doing that again. I didn't know where that led me, would lead me. I said, wherever it leads me, let it take me. And now people know me more for YouTube, but I'm not that. I'm that, but it's because I figured I had to get my own platform because people would closing doors in my face because they didn't like the fact that like this guy's going to get attention with the talent that he has. So I said, let me take a few years and build my own. Right. Social media. And it's been maybe a little too long, but going back to that now and then being here and having the time and having the body work behind me, it all worked out for the best. If you told me I would be at this point, or you're going to be at this point at 58 years old, I'd be, oh man, so why so long? But it's right on time.
Right on time. That's right. That's right.
Vibrating the way that you have to vibrate on the inside. I don't care who it is. You don't let anybody stuff out that flame inside of you because you're going to have your time. Like me now, looking to get myself in shape and train. I feel like a teenager again. I'm not lying to myself like I'm going through some midlife crisis. I'm just saying that I'm right back in it. Even when I left today and, took that little video, and it was a slow with traffic on the motorcycle, whatnot. But I felt the sun was shining so bright. I don't mean the physical sun, but I felt locked in, not locked in trapped, but locked into this zone that I could laugh to myself. You're really emotionally full and happy when you're walking and you're thinking funny things. You just start cracking up. That's a very healthy state to be in. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm not the same, but I'm sitting here, I'm having my own talk show in my own head. I'm looking at people. I'm not making fun of people like I'm looking down, I'm just laughing. I do cartooning and artwork. I look at the differences in people and celebrate it. And I'm looking at it in a certain way, and I'm cracking jokes with people that are just passing by. I'm in the store being very nice to people, whatever, and just making everybody laugh. And it was like, that's a very healthy place to be in.
Yes, it is. Indeed. Now, did you share that on Instagram?
Well, no, I think I did. I don't know if it uploaded completely, but if I will, if it didn't go, it's just like this. It's just like this. Like most men know because they have appendages that need to work when I'm not getting lewd. When a man has a severe case of the flu, he's not trying to get busy because that's the first to go. Now, when you're mentally and emotionally off, the first thing to go is that flowing happiness, because now your mind is somewhere else trying to come out of the hole emotionally. So you
Mm-hmm.
don't have that
Mm-hmm.
emotional erection, if I must say it that way,
Right.
because your energy is taken somewhere else. But you can tell when you're giggly. When I'm giggly, I'm like, man, I'm where I should be. And if I'm
Right.
not,
Right. Right.
then I'm like, okay, what needs to be
Right.
adjusted and corrected so I can feel that fullness, you
And I
know?
think that's what a lot of us need to do. We need to go within, and that is the what's the word? That's where a lot of, we have a lot of these spiritual gurus and leaders and so on. That's what they're trying to get people to understand, that we need to go within, we need to go back or go forward into ourselves and really and truly find ourselves,
Exactly.
you know.
Going forward into yourself. Ain't that something?
Yes,
Phenomenal
yes.
word. Going forward into
Mm-hmm.
yourself. Because most people
Yes.
they feel as though they're going backward when they're going into themselves.
Man,
Like,
no.
like they have the mentality, and I've
Mm-hmm.
always had the mentality where I am the party. I am the good.
Right.
So Lance, what we doing tonight? When I was younger, man, I
Mm-hmm.
must stay home. Man, we coming over because see, they knew that was
Right.
going to be. It's not about a party per se, but I was never one to think that something's happening out there that I'm missing and I'm lacking if I'm not there. My idea was with the energy that I have, I'm making the place light up because I'm there. And I'm not saying that from a narcissistic point of view. I knew what I was bringing to the table. If I was in a
Mm-hmm.
place that others would consider boring, if we go to the supermarket and go shopping, if we go to the mall and go shopping, if we walk down the street and don't know where we're going, we got a little money in our pocket, we're just going downtown, we're going to have a good time. We're
Right.
going to make sure that you laugh. I'm going to see little things you don't notice and point them out, make you laugh. And
Mm-hmm.
wherever you go, I'm going to bring you up. You might be sad. It's not just about laughing. You might need that
Mm-hmm.
deep conversation. I will mix and meld and blend into you what you need to average up.
Yeah.
That's the way I've always been. If you sad, I don't want you sad. I don't want you feeling
Right.
hurt. I bet
Right.
you giggling and laughing. You might not forget it, but you're going to be in a different place. Like, damn, and some people want to stay there. It's like, man, you got me out here laughing, man. And I should be mad about this breakup I'm going through, man, whatever. I just want to make people see what it is that they need
Right.
to do. Like the way medicine is supposed to be. You're supposed to be a healing personality. I mean, I'm Zane.
Exactly.
See these comedy shows, and sometimes I get real nasty or lewd or whatever. It's not done in a venomous, nasty. I'm not that guy. But if
It's
it's needed for
called
somebody,
comedy, and we put that
yeah,
out there that it's comedy and it's
right,
mature content, and
right.
nothing is meant to be malicious, So, but you notice, Brother Lance, I'm not reeling you in much anymore. What is happening here? Am I showing my true self?
No. See, it's like when you have a dog and you have a couple acres of land and you just let the dog run free, but you say, "Oh, get to the edge of the property. We don't want you going over there and making doodle over in the next person's yard." See, you're not really me not because you're not reeling me in. You're not reeling me in because you bought like miles of property on the property already have it, and there's no need to because I like somebody else's yard now. You'll run yourself silly by the time you think about running more. You'll think about the food and want to come back.
That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. Or maybe I've blown that whistle, or that magnetic collar that you press
I
a
know.
button, and maybe I've done that enough times. You know exactly where the perimeter is.
Exactly. Right. And I'm like, I ain't trying to push it. I want to go back home and eat. Yeah, exactly. We go too far, like just in life.
Right.
I remember I got into an argument with this guy and he came at me and I kind of punched him in the face. I was young, I was 13 years. I really punched him in the face and it hurt him. You know what I mean? After that, I feel bad that I did that. He came at me though with the same intention, but I could have handled it a different way. And I was like, I told my father, man, I felt bad about that. And he was like, well, you got to use your judgment because things can happen, land you in trouble. He could have fell and hit his head and you would have been juvenile, situation, locked down, whatever. You got to think about those things, but you weren't wrong for defending yourself if you felt that you were threatened. But if you feel that you can handle it a certain way, then okay, you can handle it a certain way. I could have grabbed him, wrestled him, or whatever have you. There's other things I could have done, But
Right.
you know, so in life you have those little times you go over the double yellow line, and you might touch side view mirrors with somebody, and one of you get the worst of it, and you say, boy, I didn't have to go that far. I could have waited and then looked first or whatever. So by this time in this age, on a chronological level, we should already kind of have an idea about life, you know. And I know people have a busted fuse who still don't have an idea, who still don't, you know, they don't look beyond what they see. And we got to understand that other people project sometimes and oftentimes, I'm not saying every time, a false persona, that alter ego, and we're dealing with them by what we see, and they're not feeling us completely because we're not connected to them. We're connected to the projection. So I try to look what is really on the inside, what they're the little things, feeling them and discerning their spirit, so I know how to reach them directly. You see, I've had people, I'm not saying I'm some big therapist, whatever. That's just my spirit at birth. I can feel people, and I'm usually, and the more I'm around them, I'm gonna feel them more. So I know, listen, I know a couple of pricks that I don't want to be around at all.
Even with the false names that we see a lot of people have on social media, even with the false names, you can still feel who they are.
Yeah, you know, they change their names, they come back, and you already know. And I have a little techniques that I know that I can see. And no, most of these types of people are afraid to bare their soul. You don't have to bare your soul on social media like I have mine. You know, I mean, I've seen a lot of things. People know most of my life. They've been following down through the years, but that doesn't bother me. That's really a relief and a release for me, because I don't have to put on the padding. I don't have to put on the big man gorilla suit to be this. You know, I've cried on shows. I've laughed on shows. I've shared things. And if you piece everything together, I mean, probably the only thing you don't know is my social security number and how many hairs are around certain orifices. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. Reel me in. But anyway, but yeah, just like those chairs right there. And that's on the banner there in the ocean or a big lake or whatever. That scenario, to many people, they may say, oh man, I wish I had that. But a lot of them don't want that. You know why? Because if you sit in that chair for 2 or 3 hours with no headphones, even if somebody is with you, but they don't sit next to you, you sit there by yourself, you in the ocean, you in the water on a sunny day. And without all the jewelry we may have, without all the adornments that we put on to make our identity what we think it is, just go bare. I don't mean naked. Well, if you want to go naked, fine. You got privacy.
If it's your property, yeah, fine.
I would. I don't care who. Right. But what I'm saying is that, can you face yourself? That scenario right there can be sitting in front of a judge or for getting executed, because many of us are running away from ourselves and what we have on the inside, and we don't want to deal with that work that needs to be done, which will truly free us to live life, because we have unclogged filters. We have unclogged filters. So for others, they go there free. They're cleansed in the process of healing. We're not going to be completely anything like, you know, I'm ready.
Go there as your true self. Go there as your true self, not your alter ego. You know, we all have alter egos, and they're good sometimes, you know, because they can help you to ascend and then help your true self to catch up, if you get what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So it can be beneficial and it can be healthy, but you just have to be aware of the fact that it is what it is. You know, you have an alter ego. You have, you know.
Right. And there's a balance with that. And it will be off. It's sometimes in a development. It's not going to be perfectly aligned. But for me, the ultimate is, as you live on this level, just prepare yourself. I'm not going to say, oh, you're going to prepare yourself for meeting your maker. No, I'm not going to say, prepare yourself to just be as centered and balanced as you can. See, like I have a visual that I think of, and think of the most important things to you, right, in your life. And I'm going to kind of write this out, maybe do a little illustration or whatever have you. It's like an exercise. I'm not some professor. I'm just saying this is the way I see things. Think of all the things important to you in your life. Okay. Okay. You're important to you. Okay. Whatever you honor as the force above you that brought you here, the system, the universe, the creator, whatever, that's personal. That's important, right? Put little
Yes.
circles, and the size of the circles will show you how much of an effect that it has on you. So if you're into the creator, put a big circle on this thing and put creator in there. If into your family, if it's a toxic situation, you're not really into them, put family or itemize different members of the family and put bigger circles. Hey, if they get butthurt, they see it. So what? You know, it might be your mother where it's a bigger circle than your brother who's always a prick to you. You know,
Right.
your community, your this, your that, your job. You know, all of these little circles should not be scattered about on the paper. They should all be centered. You see what I mean? It should every circle should fit perfectly within the other circles, no matter what the size it is, if you're perfectly balanced, which you're not perfectly balanced at any point, but as much as we can. That's the way I see it. Because if your creator is way over on the other side of the paper, but it's big, and you're over here on the left side, you're out of line. If you're in alignment, if you're in line with nature, I'll just say nature on a spiritual, physical, mental, emotional level, then that you have to be dead center in that thing. And even if your family, they may not be, and there will be some circles that's off center of destructive, toxic people that you've gotten rid of. They're not in line with that. You can't be within the circle if you're not good for you. You can love them and they can be important to you, but you can still put that circle to the side. Or it could be a little
them all the way up in the corner.
Exactly. You know, there might be some people that are acquaintances that you don't have
coming off the page.
Exactly. Yeah, way down the block or something, right? In somebody's garbage can. Right. You know, so we have to think of it that way, where because now every movement is more effective because everything is centered. You see what I mean? When you have to wear a mask to be around this one, and you have to tolerate somebody else's toxicity just because you knew them for 40 years, and say, okay, it doesn't mean that, man. You got to clean out.
It wears you down.
Right now. And there's some things that have been in line that are shifted, and you ignoring it and out of line, and you need to get rid of it. Look, I love my brother so much. I haven't seen him since 1998. He's on drugs. He don't give a damn about nobody but himself. So the best thing I can do for him is to keep myself straight. So if he ever wants to come around straight, which is really, you know, it's diminishing those chances.
Right.
How would I look running him down?
Right.
I would lose myself. I would lose what I put on this planet to do. And he's skedaddling. You know, my mother did that. My mother, I'm not going to say ran behind him, but always had this hope and enabled him, as sweet as she is. Yeah. But then guess what? She's gone. It broke my heart. He's still here. That he never did certain things as brilliant as he is. And now I inherited it. And I'm like, listen, bugger, this ain't happening. You know, I got my life. What I can do for you is to keep myself straight. So the time, and he still ain't straight. Right. How old is he going to be? Born in July of 52? He's coming up on, you know,
69 this year.
Yeah. Then 70 next year. And all his life. And see, skedaddled past responsibilities. He's going to have a heck of, I'm not wishing this on him. I'm going to use him as an example because I know there must be some great pain or something, whatever. No excuses though. But in his time of transition, you're going to have to face these things. You're not just going, you might die with a smile on your face peacefully in your sleep, but you ain't getting out of this thing without having to face. You are not going to graduate to the next level righteously if you don't face certain things or certain voids that you need to acknowledge. At least acknowledge them. Acknowledge them and start working on them. And if you're not finished, I do believe that if you're moving in that direction, and not to sound like somebody who's talking Christianity, there is a grace that will be given to you if you
absolutely
improve.
Absolutely.
Say, you know what? I messed up all these years. And you sincerely go to do it now. You're not just saying it because you think, well, I'm getting old. I better start talking this way. I'm not saying a heaven or hell thing. I'm just saying that
acknowledgement.
Exactly. You cannot be, your energies cannot be utilized to continue on in this universe if they're tainted, toxic, and not right. That's just something I feel. You know what I mean?
That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. It's like, you know, acknowledging certain things and, you know, once again, forgiveness, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. One of the reasons why a lot of us, and even some of the people that are on drugs and they've run away from the reality of things that happen to them, they just can't come to that place of forgiveness.
Right.
Whether it's the individual, whether it's the individual that you have to forgive or forgive yourself for whatever it is that you may have done.
That's the biggest thing, though.
That's
the biggest thing. It's almost like, and I saw a meme on Instagram that went along those lines, and I can't really quote it verbatim, but for the most part, it basically said that, and I'm using more words. They used a few words, because when you have memes with just a few words that are powerful, punches you in the face more. But I'm just going to go into it to explain it more, that basically when we get involved with people, okay, whether it's friendship, relationship, it was a wicked ride. It was something that was not good at all. And sometimes we kind of knock ourselves for being involved that way. We got to forgive ourselves for even being involved with that person. Forgive yourself. People always talk about, I'm not saying you, but forgive them, forgive them, forgive them. Yeah, but forgive yourself first.
Exactly.
Say, hey, man, I forgive you for making that mistake. Because at the junction point that we got involved in a friendship or a relationship, our state of mind was so different than what it is now. If we can have a crystal ball, symbolically, so to say, say, okay, come over here, let's see if this is going to be worth it. Let's look into the crystal ball. If we had that, if we were afforded that, gift or amenity, a lot of us would just walk away from certain situations, because we'd see what it is, and then we would learn instantly what is it inside of you that keeps you. See, so hey, it is what it is. I got
immaturity sometimes. Let's be real. Immaturity will keep you in a certain place for longer than you're supposed to stay there. I can speak for myself. When you start to rationalize your life, the decisions that you make, and you really believe that where you find yourself is where you're supposed to be. You really convince yourself of that. And the more things break down, or break apart, you're trying to get the gorilla glue and put it back together, because man, this shit's it's supposed to be this way. You're looking for all the little splinters on the floor, and you got the tweezer and just the right amount of glue to put that little piece back right there, because it's in your head. In your limited development, it's supposed to be that way. Damn it, And then when it's not that way, and when you've had time to reflect, the only thing for me personally, the only thing I can do is like I said, forgive myself, and forgive myself. Forgive myself for trying to put all the pieces back together, and forgive myself for holding on to someone by me trying to make the pieces work.
Exactly.
If you get what I'm saying,
You're that made them pieces, but you're feverishly trying to put it together, and the other person, whether it's a friendship or relationship, they're skedaddling around like, it don't matter to me. And you've gotten so used to, I'm not saying you personally, I'm just speaking out.
You've gotten
you used to this, they expect this, and you fall into that until you realize how much you've lost of yourself.
Remember I said that to you the other day?
That's why I say you got to have something of your own at all times, whether it's something you're working on, something that gives you identity, something that, I'm not necessarily saying, well, get that piece of property. Yeah, hey, get that too if you can level, but something from within that it's to a place that it keeps you centered, and it's your secret garden. It's some place that you don't let these other toxic people in to wreck up and to become unrecognizable again, and you have no place to go in the midnight hour. You know what I mean?
Right.
And work on the thing that's brings you to the happy place. Like years ago, I always said, even before I started the whole internet thing, long before, I said, what is it that's going to make me happy? What is it that I want to do? I said, I mean, on a basic level, not even just like, well, I want to go and get this degree. No, I wanted to start working out again, not to be a competitive bodybuilder again, just to work out, that kind of fun. no pressure.
Mm-hmm.
I want to
Mm-hmm.
draw again. I want to pick up a pencil and a pen and draw for hours and listen to my old music from back in the 70s, the 60s, the 80s, and just draw and go places way deeper than I've even explained on any show. Man, my mind is like an ocean and you only touch the top part. 75% of the earth is covered with water and you just see the top part.
Exactly.
When I go to that world, if I'm going to start doing that and start doing some shows or recordings, I'm gone. I've said things and it's like, man, how can I hold on to that to repeat that again? It dissipates.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
How many conversations we've had and we're trying to remember what we said because it was so damn profound. But it's like, oh shit, we're not even recording.
I know. And that's why it's not even about a show. I wanna record it for a show. But the conversation wasn't about a show. It was just revelation from within and deep things that we say, man, that's so heavy that help us. They said some profound things. It was something you said the other day. I was like, wait a second, that's so profound. We got to write this down. You know what I mean? So even in our meditations, when we're not talking, I'm just talking about everybody in general. We got to go there. And so much inside of us that we just look over because of the outside distractions.
Right.
And so many of us have abandoned that gold, that silver, the diamond, the valuable things that are inside of us that are right there to enhance our life because we've given it up for the cheap, paper thin, just cubic zirconia, you know what I mean? Type of things that glitter and we think that whatever. So like I say, but look at this, the opportunities that come to me out here. I'm not trying to be no movie star. I'm not trying to be no radio personality. But these opportunities came to me here and right. So I'm gonna roll with it. But that
run with it. You ain't rolling with it. Run with it.
No. Right. So the more you don't run something down, but you work on the things
comes at you.
It comes at you. So I've learned that. It's things I have to do, and it's not for me.
And you know what, like we said, the creator or the universe will remove things from you because, sometimes you're going along and you're wondering, why isn't this happening? Why isn't that happening? And it's not happening because there is something in your way. There's something blocking your path, right?
Toxic people in your way. And as soon as you move out of there, it's like
exactly.
And it comes into a better spirit and they offer whatever, just as much as you have to offer them. And
the opportunities just come, because things have been removed.
Exactly.
And the worst part about it is that if somebody had told you, this is how things are gonna go, but in order for you to get to this level, right? This is what's gonna have to happen. You'd be like, hell no, no way. No way. That can't happen. I cannot allow that to happen. Right? Exactly. But because you had no choice, in the removal, you didn't do it. The creator, the universe. What is it? Your destiny moved it out of the way for you.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Going to bed. You got a little wooden splinter in your toe, or a little piece of steel wool got in your toe, and you've been trying to get it, and you see it, it's tiny. You're like, I give up. I'll do this tomorrow. I'm not really walking. So it's on your toe. You get up in the middle of the night. You walk on one heel to go to the bathroom because you just anticipate the splinter being there, and then you wake up in the morning. You feel around real soft because you don't feel that pain. You're like, hey.
Right.
It's gone.
Exactly.
It works out. Sometimes all of the effort in the world, you can't do it, but it just has to work out in the proper time. And certain folks will remove themselves out of your way, and everything that's retroactive coming to you floods into your life, and you find yourself there. It's like you're coming home and you got to take a tinkle, and you got off the bus and you got out your car.
Oh man, don't even say it.
And you don't work right. You're jamming all the wrong keys. And you're like, wait a second, I don't have to go. It opens up, and I'm sitting here, and now I know, and you start rubbing your knees together and doing this little hip shifting dance. See how the women do. I mean, I
Listen,
don't do it that way, right? You're getting in, and sometimes a little tinkle gets in you, whatever. And yeah, I gotta hold it more. I'm right here. What's going on here?
it's not gonna work. It's not
Whoosh.
happening. It's like
But guess
you'll
what?
have a line to the bathroom.
Right. All that time you took coming home, you were suffering.
Yeah.
Suffering. You're feeling it and you get there, and it's a psychological thing, right? So it's the same thing in life. You know, you have these people, these entities, or these energies, or these locations, because I feel strongly also that certain physical locations hold a certain charge.
Right.
Like physically, like you may build a house in an area where it's all kind of sacrifices or things done or whatever, and you're going to have to cleanse that out, but you feel it. You walk into a person's apartment or their home where they're just so evil, and you can feel it. It's like walking into a room, like back in the day, you might have a sick grandmother or a sick elderly person, and they got the flu real bad. I ain't gonna lie, you open that door, the whole room smells sick. Because they're in their cough season, and you're like,
oh my God.
You know what I mean? And you close, like, oh man, they need to get some ventilation in there.
For real.
Mucusy, and not to be too lewd, but you know, and this is the way it is on a spiritual level. You can get caught up in somebody else's energy and start giving up. Oh, I'll do this tomorrow. Oh yeah, I'll start getting hateful on certain things you never thought about before and picking up their ways. We average out. You just got to make sure you know who you are, be centered in yourself, and be so strong of an entity yourself for the positive for you that you overwhelm them. Because I've had people come at me negative. You talking about doing something phenomenal? Oh, you ain't got no money. You got money? That's right. Yeah, I got money. They got millions that haven't come to me yet.
Yes.
And things have happened to bring me money. Not because I just want money, I want money, but things that I need to do and buy, because all the enthusiasm in the world ain't gonna make somebody take something off their shelf and say, "Here, this is for you."
Exactly.
And it just happened. I support you, man. Here, take that. But other than that, you got to be so overwhelmingly positive, because I look at it like football, and I'm not looking at the world as a negative place. You know, when you have the ball in your hand and you're running, guess what?
Right.
The whole other team is running after you.
Exactly.
Right? So as soon as you leave your home, and it's unfortunate that many of us don't have to have that they have to leave the house for the football team to be coming at us, because we have it in the form of our mate, family, in-laws, next door neighbors, people just resenting you because they see the light that's on you. So when I get around them people, or get around that football team that's coming to take the ball of my happiness away, I'm going to shine more. I'm going to be more positive. I'm going to shine more. They ain't going to catch me. I'm going to run harder. Not that I'm running from them. I'm running into the greatness, the seeds of greatness, cultivating it that's inside of me. So while you're running on a negative charge, I'm running on a positive charge, and I will crush you, because I'm going to make the each and every time. Because they can't handle you. To see it like a person like myself, not because I'm some YouTube guy or whatever anybody wants to call me. I got haters that go on these shows and listen and watch. Damn it, he's still doing this every day. Damn it, he's not going through no major. They don't know what I'm going through, but damn it, see, because I'm shining anyway. If people knew the things I've had to go through in the past and as of recent, their minds would be blown, and you know that, right? So the thing is, keep swinging. If you chop it, look, if I'm supposed to chop down a tree, I'm not going to say, or if I'm doing it for somebody, well, you're paying me to chop this tree now. Now, how many chops do you think it's going to take? I'm going to charge you. They don't know. If you got a task to do, you go ahead and you do it. You keep chopping. Arms get sore. Just keep chopping. It's going to fall eventually. And you're going to win eventually. I'm in the fight, so I'm going to keep on throwing punches. Nobody's going to win me. You come at me, you say something, I'm not going to get involved with the tit for tat, because that's like me trying to blow up a balloon that got holes in it, and I'm going to put the holes in it. No. I might say something one time, but I just avoid, not from fear.
I agree with that. That is my philosophy. You know, that is my philosophy is this, and you know, a lot of people might not agree with me. If you don't come in my face personally, if you don't put something out there and speak my name directly, I'm not coming at you.
Right.
I'm not wasting my time. It's a waste of time. It's a tit for tat.
No, right.
You called my name, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
Now, if you
but
call my name and if you come to me,
right.
it's a whole different thing because now you're engaging me.
Exactly.
But if
Exactly.
you're just out there saying
No.
shit or doing shit, keep doing it by yourself. I'm
Right.
sorry.
Or the ones who hate you, but try to make it seem like you're the negative one and they're the righteous one. And so I'm not going to get them energy. I'm not going to call their name.
Exactly.
Think about me.
Exactly.
You're calling up on my stuff all the time. You're asking people. So come on. You know what I mean? I mean, people are they're just so transparent. It's like the guy that used to deliver papers, and the lady, he would always time it. He knew this lady came in from work, and she was going to pay, and she had this ceiling to floor length mirror, and he see the light where the bathroom was all steamed up, and he rang the bell, going to go get his money because he wanted to see her naked. She didn't realize he had the towel on in front of her, but he could look behind in the mirror. So we think we cover ourselves, right? And he gonna stand there and have a conversation, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah. You see, so some people are so transparent. They can put up a front to a certain point. It's like when you have tall and you got a 4.5-foot cover to keep you warm. You got to decide either your head is going to be cold, your upper body,
or your foot's going to be cold. Exactly.
That way and try to make ends meet with that. Because
turn it on the diagonal.
But you do that, it's still not going to cover you because it's to hold the heat. It'll cover you. But something's hanging out. Something is hanging out.
A piece of your butt cheek and some titties will be hanging out.
Exactly. So they walk around, what you trying to show me?
Oh gosh, let me stop.
No, it's the truth. No, I'm telling you, one time I was at the job, driving the bus, and I would always use the handicap. I don't want nobody close to me if I was going in there to not stand up, right? It was like,
right.
You better do that. Every trip you go, you better make sure, because you can go out there on the three-hour round trip run, and some police, thing happen and blocks of the traffic, accident blocks of the traffic. And if I always had my stomach down pat anyway, but I was getting my together and I dropped something on the floor before I actually pulled everything up that I had on in the form of my pants. And I didn't lock the door. I ran in there so fast, it just didn't lock all the way. So this dude pushed in there, and we know he was like an undercover homo, but we all knew he was. Now here I am with my pants around my ankles, bent over, picking stuff up at that exact moment. He busts in there. And what did he say?
Oh, wow.
It reminded me when you said about the butt cheek hanging out, because my butt cheeks were hanging out. Oh, is this an invitation? I've used that in certain situations. Not like that on some old gay stuff. I'm just saying, is this an invitation? I didn't know. Pleased to meet you. Drinks tonight? I'm like, man, get out of here.
That's funny.
I had to laugh, man. It was, oh man,
that's hilarious.
He knew I don't get down like that, but it was just funny. I had to bust out laughing. But I feel like laughing in one way, like just smacking him too. It's like
I know.
Only a homo would have that, that timing and just, come on. Every time I saw him, I was like, man, he saw me half naked. You know what I mean? Oh man, I should smack that memory out of his head. No. Listen, YouTube, I'm not being
That's hilarious. That is crazy.
That's a joke.
Exactly. Who the hell is coming in?
They gunning for me. Speech I talk, right?
On the tail end of a joke and think something else. Yeah.
But we got to do. We're gonna stay a little while longer, but I'm just saying we got to do more shows like this. So, and just pick a topic, throw it up, shoot it, boom. This is very much important to do, very necessary, because it comes from the heart when you shoot from the hip. I don't know if you dropped off or muted
No,
yourself.
I'm here. And I'm talking like crazy, and I didn't realize I was muted.
Oh, oh man. Oh man.
Oh
That's
my
messed up.
God.
And I've done that to myself too. I have gone on and I've made some phenomenal recordings and
Oh
didn't my mic was
gosh.
muted. I sat there one night and bared my soul on a recording, not just my soul, but I went deep.
Yeah.
And I said some things. And it was, to me, I never say what I put out there masterpieces like that, because I'm not like hype. I'm not trying to like impress anybody like that. I'm just being real. But this one here, oh man, I don't think I can ever come back and share them, do it the same way I did it. It was something that was an emotional roller coaster. It was just like, and I looked and my mic was muted.
Oh my God. You know what? Those times, that was just for you to clear your, like basically bare your soul to yourself. It wasn't meant for you for anybody else to hear it. You have to recognize these things, because we've done recordings, right, that you went deep. I stay on the surface, but you know.
Me too.
I was surface first. Let me stop. But no. Seriously, you really spoke some things. And remember that night? And then all of a sudden you had a power outage and the whole damn thing just, I can't forget that one.
Show that we did with Holla. That was phenomenal.
Exactly.
Man, that thing and ping.
Exactly. Because
the file it's happened a good 5 or 6 times with some really great stuff.
Yeah.
Really good stuff. It's not about hits. It's about reaching and connecting. See, when I do now, we're talking, it's not about hits. I would Google what's trending and get mad and talking and cuss and call people BITCHs, and I don't do that. I'm just saying that YouTube is getting more amped, and the pictures that they're putting up and the twerking and the gossip, and it's like, okay, we do our comedy show. It's us talking amongst us who wants to get down. A few people who have unsubscribed from me because of that. Oh, I thought you
really?
Oh yeah, but good 10 people this past week behind that first comedy show, and the one we did with Beatrice, where we were speaking about the fetishes and stuff, and they wrote it in there like this.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, that's cool. I mean, but I'm not going to stop being myself if they understand, because they took it like, oh, you're talking this way. There's no way. It's a facade, the decent side that you should have put out there. You're really a pervert. You're really a freak. You're really. Well, I guess, they're probably in dire need of a good orgasm if they're thinking that way about me.
Yeah, or you hit their freak nerve, and they can't really comment on it.
Let their fingers do the walking somehow. Something, But I mean, the people that know me know I'm not going to disrespect people. I don't disrespect women.
Right.
Even behind the scenes, nobody has copied and pasted something and put it up there. See what he said? No. Even though you can still manipulate that on the graphics program and make it look like something, I mean, or you can be soundbited and string together things and make things. I don't do that.
Exactly.
Like, they don't think that of me for the most part, but if they kind of heard those old shows or those shows like that, we're joking those ways, and I'm actually telling things that I've been through or, experienced, and being graphic in a funny way, I tell you, don't listen to this stuff if you're going to get like that.
Exactly. I mean, like me. I'm laughing at your jokes. I'm encouraging you. It's a terrible thing, I'm encouraging you.
It's a good thing. Because when I come out here, I'm free.
Right.
I mean, we can kind of aim at what we want to talk about. I knew that this was going to be a conversation that, but some people, it depends on what branch of my tree that you meet me on. This would be very boring conversations of those who might listen to a comedy night. I don't want to talk that philosophical stuff, that deep life stuff. And really, this is what I prefer. This is what I like.
Right.
But I can still bump it down and go a little carnal and go a little back in the day, make people laugh and whatever have you, and say it that way, because that's part of my past. That's made me what I am today, partially from all my experiences. I don't just all of a sudden cut that out.
I've evolved now, so I must cut this out and take this away. No, I'm gonna leave it up.
You
there
know
for
what?
Oh.
That's like somebody becoming a Christian, and all of a sudden now you're gonna deny yourself the basic pleasures of life, you know,
Exactly.
because you're a Christian. What are you here for? Your spirit knows what it needs. You know, you're listen, I'm not even gonna go down that road right now. Let me just
one time I heard a pastor one time, and he did this for several weeks, and he was saying, like, you know, that him and his wife they're having sex, they read Bible scriptures, and they hold the Bible. I'm like, what kind of position you all in? Not to get lewd, but and they read on the Bible. and so they humping and reading the Bible. Come on. I'm like, okay, Song of Solomon maybe, but come on. And they're saying that we reach a higher peak because we bring the Lord into our bedroom. I ain't bringing no next.
That is baloney.
No, and they have orgasms speaking scripture. Look, I'm getting it. I'm looking at them things swing. I'm looking at the curvature of that backside. I'm feeling whatever. And I'm what I'm listening to now. Come on, we're trapped in this body. So I'm looking at all that there.
Right, that's right.
Ain't no Bible at that point.
That's right.
And they were saying
the truth.
And the so-called first said, yes, it's so glorious. He's got his Bible.
Can I ask you a question? I mean,
anything.
No. I mean, I know you can't answer the question, but
real quick, he was saying how there's a certain position that he likes that he can put the Bible on her back, and he doesn't have to hold on when he's reading it. You know that is doggy style. It's crazy, crazy. He reads it. Come on, man.
He's reading it to distract her. So she can't have no enjoyment because how in the hell?
I said he had a porno magazine inside the Bible. When he opened it up, she thinks he's reading the Bible. He's looking at some other woman.
Exactly. You know, I mean, where's your mind? Are you relaxed? Is she really having a good time? Is she getting anything out of it? I doubt that strongly.
I want this.
It's just, she can't be getting anything from it. Not at all. There's exactly. She's reading the Bible. Remember, you know. Anyway.
You about to say something.
Anyways, no, I'm just saying. Distraction. It's there. Unless you said, unless it's Songs of Solomon. Where's the erotica in reading the Bible?
I know, even that.
You know. Exactly. So once again, if he likes that particular position where he uses her body as a podium, you know, so that he can read the Bible without holding it in his hands, you know, he's getting more from it than she is. That's all I'm saying. But anyways,
she's on the elbows, you know. Face down, Bible up. Face down, Bible up.
This is terrible. We've gone down a fork in the road and we took the left path.
I know. The fork back. You can't get away from it sometimes.
We came to a fork and we took the left side. Oh gosh.
It was so philosophical. So imagine people who shared this link and said, you got to listen to how they're talking. They're talking so deep. And they go back, no, they're talking about having sex and reading Bibles. What kind of mess is that? And they laughing about it. I ain't subscribing to them. You showing me. Sending me no more. These perverts.
So that you miss a good thing. That's all. You miss a good thing. You know.
But I get flack from the uptight people though. Like they're really uptight. But
you should show me some of those comments because I mean I always hear about them after you've deleted them. I need to. You know.
Yeah. And even the text messages and stuff. People, I get cursed out a lot and just chastised and stuff like that. Or you contradicted yourself. I said, listen, I'm a walking container of contradictions. Okay, so accept me as I am.
That's the truth. We all are.
be in line this way, whatever. I mean, like, okay, one dude saw me in Orlando, and there was an old white lady, and she dropped her stuff, and I helped her to a car and loaded the stuff up, whatever have you. And it got, man, you talking about pink parasites and you know, white people and this and white people that. Look at you, man, you a fraud. You helping this white lady, you know what I mean? Because she almost felt it. I was like, okay, whatever. You know what I mean? She probably calling me nigga 50 years ago, but you know what? I got the last laugh. That's whatever I choose to do in my path. I'm not cool, you understand? But
I always feel like these are tests. Those are tests. That's just my, you know, you see someone that ordinarily you have an aversion to, you know, but hey.
Yes, I do, and I definitely do too. You know, you know, that's why I am where I am. I'm not missing them.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not missing them.
Right.
I saw two little white boys at the Medina Market just stand. I'm like, where are the parents? They had to be like, well, they weren't like little 8-year-olds or something like that, but they're like 11 or 12. I'm like, what are they doing here? I was gonna stop and walk over there and wait and see. They were doing some negotiation, some deal with
Shame
buying.
on you. Shame on you.
I don't want to get rid of the virus. Let me go over there and investigate.
Okay, Azula. All of the information on the property is going to be disclosed as soon as the organization that's doing it makes it available. Yeah.
Because it's still the prior area there in that area is still, you know, being it's done. Then they're going to open up this one here that is next to the beach, but not on the beach. But it's a walk from the beach. It's a walk. Then the one for the beach, which will go for the ones who purchased the next area, which is coming up in June, into June. And if you get in there, you're gonna have first dibs on what goes on by the beach.
Exactly.
So that's what it is. So Yehoshua, I'm gonna get him on. I'm gonna see him again Saturday and probably before. I'm gonna get another phenomenal video out of him again. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna have him do one just with the information, a separate one, because that's what I'm gonna do. Him talking, he said some things at the end about how to contact anyone he did, but I think he got the phone number wrong, so I gotta listen to it.
He sure did.
He
sure did. It's a mess.
Yeah. I know, right? So we'll get all that stuff straight this week, and you'll be able to have direct contact through email, through the phone, or whatnot. And you know, we'll move forward with that because I know, I gotta. You can't. I mean, if you don't plan on coming out here, and maybe if you do 10 years from now or something. Do it still. Even if I mean, you never know. That's right. Like, okay, $50 is a lot of money when you broke. I understand that. But if you're in a position to kind of scrounge and get that, like I said, it's 8,000 CDs. Right now, $1 brings 5.7 CDs. For those 5.7 CDs, okay?
Right.
$1 is 5.7 CDs. So the property costs 8,000 CDs. So divide that by 5.7. If you want to get it on, payments, it's not going to be 8,000, but it's going to be 9,000 CDs just because for to be able to afford to pay like that. They're going to have to get a little extra. Right.
Exactly.
So even then, that's a deal, right? So I think it's 10 payments. So if it's like $1,500 over maybe a year period,
I think it's 10 or 20.
20 or something. So I mean, if say it's $1,500, whichever way it breaks down to, and you break that down in 20 parts, that's like $75. But it will be CDs and sound like more. So $75 times 5.7 on installments.
Right.
I mean, that's a steal. And I brought the video there. They were supposed to go up yesterday. I didn't go with them. They wanted me to come. Maybe they didn't go. They're going to drive up. It wasn't going to be a van thing again. And I was considering going, but I was like, I didn't do nothing. I rested and whatever. But next time they go, I'm going to go up there again and get more in-depth video and just talk more in-depth, focus on that. Well, you'll hear some jokes and stuff, but I want to have that one part where it's just straight up serious business. You know what I mean? And we'll make it happen that way. So that'll be good. But that is a steal. Even if you can't whatever, just do it on installments, and he's there to help with the paperwork and everything, and he's to help with everything and answer. And like I said, I'm not going to say any negativity toward anybody. I'm just going to speak fact. With this particular situation, that is the one I condone. I do not condone anyone else that has been on this channel before with that land stuff. That's saying it's strong right there, but I can't because too many people have reached out to me and say, hey, I'm trying to reach this person, and they won't get back to me. That's the fact. So on the channel, unless it's Yehoshua and what we did up there, you're taking a risk. You're taking a risk. You're taking a risk. I used to always, oh, you're black and you want to do this for the people. Yeah, come on in and tell them about it. And money changes hands, and all of a sudden you don't hear from them no more, or it's a delay tactic.
That's the scary part. Yeah,
you can't
that's
even
frightening.
see what it is. Oh, come on, I'm going to come see. Okay, we'll do that. And you don't even hear from them. See? So I'm not saying yay or nay. I'm not saying certain things, not success stories, or certain things haven't worked out. But right now, I got to be 1,000% sure if I say, hey, because still people go into things because of the trust that I've earned over the years. People know I'm in those businesses. I'm not trying to rip nobody off. I don't even put up no Patreon or no CASHAPP or no paper. I'm like, yeah, I want to be like the other guys. A lot of times I'm, you know what I mean, to help with the platform, but I don't do that. And then to dupe people, because some folks gonna think, oh, he got them to go on the channel. They get their money and they gives them a cut. No, I don't do stuff. No.
Right.
No. So if you're not straight, I can't see it and you can't validate it, and let me see a couple of transactions go through like that. Let me see it, taste it and smell it and sniff it. I'm not going to come on. Or if you jump on a live or jump on something and say this and that, that I cannot condone unless I say I condone this.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's the way it has to be now, because you learn how shrewd people can be. Then they don't want to talk to you and all kind of weird stuff. They can't use you, but they want to get on your camera. No, only sincere stuff. If I got to lose hits, so be it, because I'm not out here for hits. I'm not. Look, first of all, what do I have to sell you? Am I pushing a product? I'll make little t-shirts and put up a thing, but you don't even see it on the site right up in your face. You see what I mean? I'll make a few and put it up, whatever have you, but it's not like, well, he sells this and he's trying to get this. No, I ain't got nothing to say. I do this because I love doing it. I do this because I love doing it. I've been loving this for years. So there's no, oh, he's got this business and he's using this. And like those infomercials that you sit up at night and you're like, wow, this is some good stuff they're talking about. And you realize it looks like a news program, but you realize they're trying to sell a product. Like, man, I watched this thing for 2 hours and it all comes down to this.
Exactly.
But him, yes. And this, I'm seeing it. I checked it out, and it's not fake. And he's sincere. The number came out wrong, but that's going to be straightened out. You would have talked to him directly and do your business that way and ask him all the questions, because him and his wife did a real thing.
Right.
No ego. But I can see in former situations that there's ego and they want to take over and they want to be the one and all this stuff and sell somebody a dream. No. Like I said, me coming over here, it's beautiful. It's good. I would do it over 10 times again. It wasn't extremely easy. There are things that were easy for me because of my situation, because of my demeanor. Like, okay, me sitting here by this table with my computers, my modules, and this is like a makeshift thing until I move into the ultimate dwelling. But the same way I zone out here is the same way I zoned out in Orlando when I was there at my original home, which is, just where Orlando, I'm originally from New York City, but I'm just saying where I called home for so many years.
I got you.
When we lived with in-laws and family and stuff, I had my little table. I zoned out the same way. You can put me in China, I will zone out the same way and because it comes from within.
Right.
But that has made it easier for me because I have the ability to shut out everything around me and just get into my own world that way. But many don't, and that might be a problem. I made the joke about Walmart, but I'm not really into that. I'm not really into, I gotta go to the club, I gotta go here. I am closer to nature, even living on the outskirts of Accra, near the borderline, which is a little more, but it's still Accra, It's not a in the mountains. Up there's a
Right.
whole different existence. I'll be able to isolate even more and produce and pull more out of myself and do more. Wake up in the sunlight, and the mango hits you in your head in your own yard, you eat it, watermelon, whatever. Why do you want to leave then? You know what I mean? So
True.
exactly.
Don't make me jealous now.
You know, you come on out. Come on down.
The price is right.
But that's the thing, you know, it's to share with people things that will uplift them and motivate them and cause them to dream
Right.
and have that vision again, and to know it's not that hard. And even for that, if it's $1,500 for a quarter acre of land, virgin land near the beach, then why can't 5 people get together if you don't have that money? And each person put in $150.
Right.
Is that $150? No, $300.
Yeah, three.
$3.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The 10 of y'all.
No,
That's a
sir.
bit much.
Me not do it.
Break it down. Get into a susu, a partner. Do something. I know things are rough, but that's something that you can put something small on there.
Yes.
If you can afford for now, you can get one
Right.
container and live in a container. Put a little bath, a little thing to keep the elements off of you, and you're living. You can still cook your food, whatever. And then you see what, I'm going to take my time and get the materials, the cinder blocks, this, that, all the stuff. A 1-story structure, 2, whatever you want. But if you can't do it now, get one shipping container.
Get one shipping container. Outfit it, do whatever, and you know when it's time to remodel, you get another shipping container. That
way too.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
And the interior can be phenomenal. You take it time, because, like I said, here is a cash-based situation. This is not, well, get this more. There's not no mortgage business going on over here like that. You have them, but there's not really that. That's why I see showing certain areas that I walk around. You see all of these structures that are blocked up, and they steady working. And the people who are in the UK or America, and they're building something, and they say, you know what, I'm not ready to retire or move until another 5 years. They take their time.
Right.
And they put the money out. Now you gotta be careful with that, because you have builders that are like, yeah, okay, it's gonna cost another 10,000 CDs to do this, but it's really 4, pocket 6. Human nature's everywhere. You can't come here and say, yes, my African brothers and the African people are going to be. No, I'm not saying yay or nay, but human nature and thieves everywhere. So you gotta be on your P's and Q's.
Exactly.
That goes
all
on
the
there.
time.
That goes on here. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
That's what it's all about. But yes, sweetheart, I'm going to wrap it down.
Yes, sir.
We're going to do something a little later. And I say that and fall asleep, right? But I want to do something short. I'll do something creative. I might write a little article.
Did you hear that chirps? Did you?
I might be uploading a lot of things tomorrow remotely, but there'll be live situations when I come again if I do go out.
All right.
I might do something quick in the morning, whatever have you. But people are like, what are you talking about morning? It's only
Azula. As soon as the information is available, we will put it out there. Yes, indeed. There's nothing that we can tell you right now that's going to help you in any way possible. So just hang tight.
Money, that price and the installments and whatever. I know that. And you'll have an opportunity by Saturday evening, because I will be in a location with Brother Yahushua on this weekend. I already put it out there, right? Saturday.
Jeez Louise.
So I'm going to record him. I want to get another recording like he did on a different subject. I'm trying to build him up that way. And share. And those phenomenal words that he put out there. And I want to do a short couple of minute thing with strictly information and correct information where everybody here can have it and we can do our thing. And since I'm out here, I'm out here. And so when I begin to drive myself, I'll be going up there regularly. So I'll do videotapes of your property and all this stuff. If you're not here yet, and say, hey, here it is. Look at it and go close up on it, whatever, and show you what's going on and everything like that. I'm here already. So that's the kind of stuff I do. I can't do everything for everybody, but what I can do is show you and make you see it and bring the camera and ask the question so you can hear the answer. I'm here, and that's my job, to keep the cameras with me at all times. Look what I did today.
I know, sis. Yeah.
Well, look what I did today. I went out and made my runs. I had to go to the post office and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Brought my camera and everything and used my phone to make a video. Didn't use
Isn't that
nothing.
something? God,
No,
dog.
yeah, I have
Mm-hmm.
to. It didn't warrant that. Just to hop on the back of the motorcycle and just do that real quick to bring out the big stuff. So
That was nice, though.
it was nice, little 5-minute thing, whatever. But what I'm saying is that I'm always thinking that way. And I said, oh no, I gotta get this, you know.
Right.
My GoPro was overheated, so it wouldn't work. You know, I didn't want to take the other camera that it kind of bounces a little more, but when it's on the tripod, it's steady because it's not made for the action stuff. So I took the phone out. Let me just record going on the street. It's just an escape or release to show that high up in the day that this kind of busy thing is going on. And like I said, you didn't see no police officers. You didn't see nobody fighting and cussing and dancing. That's what I like. You know, that's what I like. You know,
Beautiful.
so yeah. To show a little piece of reality. And I'm going to do that tomorrow. If I get up and have to do something more like I know I had to do, I'm going to show and do some talking things and upload it on the spot. So now see how that's going to roll, you know?
Right.
Like yesterday, I didn't do anything. Really. And I rested. I really rested. So I apologize for that, but I rested. I'll make up for it during the week. But go ahead, sweetheart. What were you going to say?
No, are you close to your phone?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Okay.
And I'll check my phone. Yes, I will.
No, just
Yes.
you don't have to say anything. Just look at it.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I got a bunch of messages here too. You know what I mean?
Right.
Wow. But, yeah, it is what it is. And wow.
Wowzy.
Dance. Yowzy. 1970s. I'm telling myself. Yeah, but are you living your ultimate life? We decide that if we can just peel back the layers of deception that we've been told was reality and get closer into if we'd live a better life and to be centered and to do what it is that truly brings joy to your heart, the things that you want to do for yourself. And of course, we're always going to be giving for the right people and the right energies, but there's no crime in taking care of yourself. There's no crime in loving yourself. There's no crime in pampering yourself, because so many of us wait around for others to do it. And sometimes it doesn't happen fast enough when we fall into this rut. Nobody loves me. I'm not. No, love yourself. Take yourself out on a date. Figure out what it is that you want. Don't always compromise. Sometimes it's got to go your way. Sometimes in a relationship you compromise, and sometimes like, listen, I got to have this. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So never shortchange yourself that way, and always find a reason to laugh. And if you're not giggling to yourself, find out the reason why you're not giggling and laughing to yourself. Little inside jokes, little crazy, funny little tunes you say, all these little things. Like when you're a younger person, if you didn't have it then get it now. That joy that doesn't cost anything. You don't have to have the Rolls Royce or the mansion to have that joy. So many who do have that don't have it, and just as well as many who do still have it. Maybe they do. I'm not saying they don't. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. But
a lot of us need to heal our inner child. You know, and seriously, you know, we need to find that little girl or boy and heal the hurt.
That's right.
You know, and that's what it is. And that's what ages a lot of us, because we neglect our child side. We neglect our little, you know, our younger self.
Oh, I hang on all the time.
I know.
I'm straight stupid all the time. I'm just laughing.
I know.
Making fun of myself and all. You know, I'm having fun.
Yeah. Some of us were forced to be too mature at a young age, and so we never really got a chance to be, you know, youthful. And we have to do that. So if we can't do anything else to live our ultimate life, we have to find our youthful self again.
It doesn't. It's not relegated to a chronological age. It's the purity.
No, exactly.
The part that's untouched, and the part that, you know, let them come out and have fun. Let them be.
Exactly.
That younger person that's pure, that gets hurt easy because they're not made for this cruel, wicked world, engineered world. Two worlds we're in. And I'm like, people say I'm kind of, so the man-made world, this engineered world, is not for us. The natural world is for us, the world of the spirit, even the physical in this place, the food we eat, the thing, we on a whole different vibration if we were just in the natural world. I love it.
Dance, don't care, sing, don't care. I was told that my voice sounds like a kazoo. Guess what? A kazoo is an instrument. Hey.
You know,
But anyways, don't give a damn. That's the bottom line. As long as you're not hurting anybody, don't give two shits. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
No. I had a half a gallon of grapefruit juice, and those two words that you just brought up reminded me that I might have to get over this call and do something like that. Anyway.
You gotta go give two shits.
Too much information, right?
I know.
Before you get a universal sound distress.
Oh gosh. Anyways, guys, thanks for those who hung out with us, who stuck around to the end or came in halfway. I hope you had a good time. And we'll see you again, maybe later, maybe tomorrow. We'll see.
Just short up, do something later, because I got a stockpile, because I know I'm going to be doing some things tomorrow, and so we'll touch on some things, even if it's for an hour or something like that. Something pop up, a subject, a topic, a continuation of this, whatever it is, whatever the universe calls for, we'll be there to do it. I knew that this conversation that we started earlier when I was walking out and walking the road, it was like, man, we got to talk about this. This is something that about it the whole time. And so we're here, we did it, we touched on certain things. We'll gauge the comments to see if we need to go down a slightly different road based off of this conversation, because that's how we do it. If it's needed, we'll go that way. So don't hesitate to leave the comment,
guys. Yes, please make comments. We want to, sometimes we talk these really, at least we think they're phenomenal shows, or we talk some really good stuff. And you look in the comments and you see 2 comments, 6 comments. It's like, what the hell? Are you serious? Nobody had any ideas, no thoughts, so throw them out there. Just, whatever. Hi, Brother Raw. How you doing, sweetie? Hey, Indigo King. Hi, Eric. Hi, Dimitri. Shelly.
Yes.
Hey.
Indigo King.
Yes. Azula, I'm saying hi to you again, hun. And Papa Cheesy, everybody that came in, hello, hi, good to see y'all. Ani, give my love to Sekhmet for me if you're still here.
I had a phone call big time. I've been zooming over here, man. I ain't forget about you.
Yes.
But So, sweetheart, we'll talk a little while.
Yes, sir. Indeed.
And we got to do them like this more often. And for those who just came and you feel like you're missing it, give it a few. It'll upload. But if you go to the show again and immediately look at it, it's been about 2 hours and 7 minutes. So it may start. That's how YouTube is. It may start like an hour in, or like when I do the long shows, like 4 and 5 and 6 hours. Man, show, but what happened?
Hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, that was a 4-minute show. You pop it on because it has to have a chance to kind of render and process. You see what I mean? It's a live stream. It's not an actual upload. So if you go back on this right away to hit the beginning and it doesn't go to the beginning, just give it. The longer the show, the longer the process. So give it 15 minutes, whatever, and it'll be there. You know what I mean? So we're good.
Yes,
we're good.
indeed.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. You're welcome. We'll talk.
Okay.
All righty.
All right, sweetheart. Okay.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Yeah.